Okay, so I'm using Counterculture Artist Resin Medium Viscosity, equal parts A and B. I've got a little over 12 ounces, excuse my glove, mixed up in the container here. It's starting to warm. I did another project, so I need to get this one moving. This is holographic window film with waterproof silicone caulking that I have used this before. You can see it's a little wavy, so you can use it over and over again multiple times. And so to this I'm going to add a healthy dose of the yellow, and that's Lett's resin. It's pearlized pigment, so it's kind of transparent, but it also gives it some shimmer. I'm also going to put in some Bling Pixie dust. This is by ColourArte. I'm just going to add that. So that's more like a metallic gold shimmer. So let me add just a little bit more. That was maybe a quarter of a teaspoon or less. It just gives it more shimmer. Then I have fine, this is from Michaels, it's fine glitter, and I'm just going to put in a bunch of yellow. So you can see it's very lemony colored, but just fine yellow glitter for some shimmer. And then I have Recollections super chunky glitter, honey, and this is from Michaels. We'll start with that and see what it looks like. She said she loved anything yellow and sparkly. This is going to be a surprise for somebody. The resin is really warm, starting to warm up. That looks pretty good. I'm not going to add any more of the chunky. I might add a little bit more of the regular glitter. As you can see, I used over half of it right there. But I've got 12 ounces of resin here, so I want to really glittery, do it glittery, nice and glittery. Matter of fact, I also have some gold holographic glitter that's fine. I'm gonna, whoops, that doesn't help when you drop the top in. I'm gonna put some of that in there. Let's see what that looks like. That gives it a little bit more of a holographic feel. I'm gonna add just a little more. You can never have too much glitter, in my opinion. Since this is so warm, I'm going to go ahead and pour this. And I think in the past I've used about 10 ounces. Now, because this is not totally flat, I need to secure it somehow. So I got some fun confetti here I'm going to add. So resin is no joke when it starts getting warm. I had a cup sitting aside. It's already getting a little plasticky. I'm going to add it into this other resin and hopefully it won't mess it up. I've got 2 square coasters I'm going to put off to the side here. I'll try to show you. It probably will only fill one, but we'll see. Might can get 2 out of it. So the one way to test is to put your stick in, and if it pulls up a string, it's tacky. I'm gonna try to force some of that resin. So it's kind of forcing it to go in instead of out, because I don't want it to overspill the caulk. And just really quickly, these are the square coasters. I put the other part in, and it's so tacky I couldn't spread it or anything. So when you're working with resin, when you feel it heating, here's a block of it in a cup that I cannot even use because it heated too fast, or I waited too long. So I've got these little crystals. These are clear glass from Counterculture. They're really small. And I'm going to go around the edge, and these will sink into the resin. Even with the resin being tacky, it's okay. This just fancies up the edge a little bit, because who doesn't like glitter and bling, you know? It just makes you feel good. And hopefully this will make somebody feel good that I'm making this for. I know she's been stressed out in 2021. So just trying to reassure her a little bit that there's people that are around that care. And I'm going to even pull in a little of it. I don't want it like totally even. I want it a little bit random. So just kind of moving in some of it. But it's sinking into the resin, so it'll be stuck in the resin. But it gives it that pretty crystal edge. And my plan was to pour that other in the middle, which had a little gold in it, but you know, that didn't pan out. Now I'm curious, like if I dropped a little bit of alcohol ink in the middle, what would happen with that? So I may do that. And I've never done this before, especially after resin is kind of already kind of gooey, because you can't really move it around a lot. So this may do nothing. I'm going to try to find the center. And I see that I'm off whack here just a little, so let me move just a little bit. It's about right here, I think. Putting a few drops of that. I'm just going to blow it and see if anything happens. So I don't know what it'll look like on the other side, and this was kind of a drip that I didn't want there, so I'm just kind of scooping that one out. I kind of like the way the yellow looks on the gold. I'm going to do a few more. Again, the other side is going to be the side that is going to be from the holographic film. This side will not show it because there's color. It only works on both sides if you have clear, and then the front side will show the holographic effect when you take the take it off of the film, but it won't show on this side because of the color. Okay, and then I'm going to heat it one more time. It's easier to heat with a torch when you've got a free-form mold as opposed to in a mold that you might can ruin the silicone. I've not ruined any silicone caulk yet doing that, so I don't really worry about that, and it's not, you know, seeping through on the other side. I just got an area where I spilled over and I'm just wiping that up a little bit. So what I'll do is, once this is maybe about 5 hours or so into it, I'll take it and maybe form it into a bowl. It would be really cool just leaving it like a plate looking thing, and I might do that, but I kind of want to make it into a bowl. I'm going to take some of this larger confetti that's at the top and I'm going to push it down just so that it's down at the bottom like all the other pieces. There's some that did float up. And again, there's the square coasters. I think I'll put a nice, pretty hot pink on the back side. I think that will be cool. And let me bring this up to you just to show you, because it's not moving now. It's been sitting for long enough, just to show you up close what that kind of looks like with the yellow alcohol ink and the rich gold for a little shimmer. And like I said, putting the sticks under here just helps kind of direct the resin inwards and keeps it from wanting to spill over your dam of silicone caulk. So I'm going to cover these with plastic and come back in about 4 to 5 hours. Okay, it's been a few hours and it's already tacked up. I'm not touching it with my fingers, but I can tell from where the crystals are, it's tacky now. And I want to do this while it's still pretty flexible. So I'm going to try to put it in this little bowl, and I don't know if I can squeeze it in there. The bowl is plastic and it may not have the strength to let me press it in. So I'm going to heat it first. I really want this side face up, so that's why I'm trying to put it inside the bowl. Otherwise I would drape it over the bowl and let it hang down, but I can do that too, but it would need to go that way. I want this to be the inside. So you have to think of that when you're shaping your pieces. So I'm going to try first to, again, put it in the bowl. So the film is on the back side, so I don't have to worry about it touching the bowl, but I do have to worry about me touching the resin. So that's why I'm putting a piece of plastic so I can press it. I think this I'm just going to have to go this way. I just wanted to show you, I put it in a bigger bowl and took it out of the smaller piece. I felt like it was just too tight and binding, and so this gives it room to breathe. It's bent in a way that it's not going to really change much, so I'm going to leave it overnight inside of a bowl, and so it's got plastic on both sides to protect the resin. I'll be back. Okay, on this one we're going to go ahead and take the plastic off. Let's see if it'll come off. This was just the plastic I placed between anything it was touching and the resin. So when it's cured enough, the plastic will not stick to your resin. And you get to see a little bit inside where I added the alcohol ink and the gold and the yellow, and you can see the crystals a little bit. The holographic film to start moving off, coming off, but when you do, you can kind of tell. You just have to find a certain place to get it to start. And this is where the magic is going to happen. And I've used this piece for at least 4 bowls or so. But as you see, each time you use it, it kind of stretches it out because you're putting it into a bowl form, or you're putting some pressure and stretching and the heat from the resin. So, you might only get 4 or 5 uses out of it tops. And then here's the bowl. And there's the holographic glitter effect there. And on this side it's just kind of sparkly. It's got some glitter showing. You see the glass little crystals around the edges. And this would be a good one to take a gold pen and you just kind of go along the edges. And it's not, because it's free form and you're using caulking as your edge, it's not going to be perfect. This is going to be very kind of freestyle. And I am actually technically not really a gold fan. So, this is not one of my favorites because I'm not a yellow fan. But hopefully somebody will love it. This resin is heat resistant. It will hold water. You can float flowers in it, float candles, like, floating candles. You can put like hard candies or chips, foods that aren't wet. You don't want to put wet food in this. It's not totally food safe, but it is to a certain extent, but not, you would not want to serve anything wet in it that is going to be eaten. You do not want to put it in the dishwasher just because it would lose its form, but it is heat resistant. So there's just, with resin you have to just take certain precautions, It would be pretty to put water in it and float some flowers. That would be lovely. You could put clear marbles in it. There's just so many things that you could do with it. One little area that I've got some gold on that I didn't want, so I just will get a little bit of acetone or paint thinner, and remove that there. So the edges are not, you know, straight and perfect edges. They're formed by the seal of the caulk is the way they're formed. So like I said, don't expect perfection. It's very free form, freestyle. Got a few little pieces I'm cutting off that are sticking out before it's like totally this is only maybe 8 hours after I did this piece total. I did not even wait overnight. It didn't need it. The resin heated up really quickly and it set up really fast, and so you know, it did its thing quite quickly. I can turn it over, and I can also, you know, just do a little bit of the edge on the underside. So there it is, and like I said, it's holographic on the underside, but this shows up differently with holographic film. When you have color on it, it's just going to automatically look different than when you use the clear resin. And don't put any color into your resin. It's going to make a big difference in the overall effect. So just keep that in mind. But there it is. I'll show pictures in the daylight. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed it. Bye-bye. Oh, I wanted to show you the coasters. So on the coasters, as you can see through there, I used my leftover yellow and I added some confetti glitter, and I didn't have enough, so I put a layer of, and this turned out really pretty. It's called Stuart Simple, and it's pink, and it's supposed to be the brightest pink out there. Look at that. It doesn't look that way, but I added gold blinget from ColourArte, gold interference, together with it, and some just gold holographic glitter. And look at how pretty those are, but they are not set up yet enough to where I can take them out, so I'll show that too at the end of the video.